Hi guys, my name's Jason Lacey. I'm the Managing Director of Contained Waste Solutions and one of the inventors of the LBin Waste Transfer Station system. While we're out on site at this LBin Waste Transfer Station, providing some training and guidance to some of the staff, I thought I'd take an opportunity while it's quiet just to walk you through some of the features and benefits of the system. So the system is made up of two parts. There's the LBin, as the system's named after, and the barrier systems. They both work in unison to provide those safety features that are so critical for the system, that the system is fundamentally here for, to protect the people and the users. This is how it presents for the operator. The bin's in, the bay's ready to be opened. Operator simply needs to open a bay. Once the bay is open, you can see that there's a signage designation for the bay, so an operator can direct a user to an open bay, which is open bay number 2 in this case. The LBin, which is the core element of the system, has a number of critical features which are in place for safety, not only for the user but for the operators of the site. The primary issues for most safety was falls into machine areas, pits, bins with dangerous jagged items. What we've done with the LBin is that we've created this 1.5 metre high barrier that is very difficult to climb. It is the perfect solid steel barrier to prevent the public from interacting with that machinery and the waste on the other side. Additionally, we've got this massive footprint, this lay down area inside of the bin. And this gives the user the opportunity to lay out their waste in the bin, and it gives the operator the opportunity to inspect that waste, to identify things that are potentially problematic, asbestos, chemicals, or even stuff that's valuable. An opportunity to identify some fine bone china or something else that's being disposed of. So it's an opportunity for the operator to see what's in the load, and it's an opportunity for the user to deposit their rubbish easily. No longer are they being asked to carry their material from their vehicle to a pit face and lift up over a barrier, creating injuries to their back. In this system here, the user can back their vehicle right up over the lip of the bin, so that they're simply dragging material off the bin, off the back of their vehicle into the bin. There's no need for tyre stops. There's no trip hazards for the user out here. One of the horrible things that happened as people were trying to get people further away from the edge, they put in tyre stops. And we ended up having more injuries as a result of tyre stops being in place than the actual risk that they're trying to prevent. The system here eliminates the need for the tyre stop. Because the operator or the user can back right in over the load, the time that they take to get material out of the vehicle is much shorter. The effort that they need to put into moving material is much shorter. And because the tail is over the bin, the process is much cleaner. They're pushing their waste directly into the bin, not onto a floor that has to be pushed into the pit. So the whole process is much cleaner. But let's talk about the safety to the operator as well and to the site. Because we can intercept things like asbestos and chemicals here at this point, there is no need to close down the entire site for an asbestos contamination or a chemical contamination, because it's all contained within the bin. The bin can be removed from this position, taken out of the facility and quarantined. We have a quarantine membrane that allows you to close the bin up until you get the right professionals out to service it. So it is in itself its own wash bay. So once that material's been treated and isolated, the bin itself is fully seam welded. You can wash down the bin. There's a drain plug over on the side, and then put it back into service. When you have any of those issues, of any of that dangerous material, it is very easy to isolate it and very easy to bring in a new bin and keep your facility going. The other thing as we look at this bin system is a great opportunity for resource recovery, which is a byproduct of the original concept. Because an operator can identify valuable items in that bin, the operator can resolve to either wait till the public has left and recover it from this side, or take the bin to a sorting bay, move the bin into another area which is designated just for the staff and personnel, where they can go into the bin, identify exactly the component that they want, remove that component, and then direct the rest of the bin off to the waste transfer point. So it reduces a lot of waste and material handling from the operators to recover recyclables or reusable materials. So with all the demands from EPAs to improve reuse and recovery, this system gives you an extraordinarily big foot up to make a big dent into those requirements. Some other features of the bin which are important details for the user or the operator. The bin, as you'll see, is actually featured with a couple of apertures through the back here, through these windows, the LBin logo. When the bin is tilted back at a normal operating level, that gives the operator from the cab of their loader visibility through to the two leading corners of the bin. And this is important because this is a really large bin in front of a machine. This particular one here is 3.6 metres wide, 2.4 metres deep. It really is a big screen in front of the operator, and those apertures make a huge difference in the operator's ability to manoeuvre the bin around at speed. Other things, you'll notice the finger grate at the bottom. That's to keep fluids and solids separated. So when this gets wet, or if there's wet material delivered, it allows liquids to drain through the back, and then we can remove those liquids through a drain point in the rear. But also when waste gets wet, it gets sticky. So when they're trying to empty the bin, the hinged finger grates actually flap around in the back end of the bin to help release the material that might get caught, and that's happened in our original trials, up in the top end of the bin. The front edge, the leading edge, we get it as close to the ground as we can. There's a really nicely developed frame system underneath. It's actually quite a strong leading edge. The expectation is that a user backs up with their tyre close to the edge of this bin, so the materials go into it. But it's a simple system for operators to use. It's a bit daunting initially because of the size of it for the machine operator, but they quickly get a handle on how to operate it, getting into that right position so they have a good visual line. And that's again another part of the development of this product, working closely with operators, taking on their suggestions and incorporating it into the product. Thank you.